Okay, let's call this meeting to order, if we could, please. First thing, before we get started, I want to give a little report. I got an email from Jerry Hahn's wife, Angie, last night, and I talked to Ricky this morning as well, his brother. I said Jerry is doing well. They were going to do surgery yesterday on the leg, but they pushed it for today. He's actually having surgery on his leg this morning. Going to put a pin in his leg. Should be able to be back up and going, to be able to go back to Bardstown for rehab. He's already pulled himself up and standing on the one leg. I can see Jerry doing that now. But she seems to think he won't be in rehab real long. His spirits are good, so he's lucky. What everybody tells me. Next order of business would be the minutes. Minutes from the April 4th meeting.
Motion to approve is presented.
Got a motion by Sam Hutchins to approve the minutes as presented. Is there a second? Second by Jeff Lear. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. Next would be your bills list, transfers and additional bills. Notice the BCD Construction Company, the parapet wall, or the top of the Civic Center is fixed.
Parking lot's done.
We didn't get a bill on the parking lot.
We can get a bill on that. I was going to Mago. They said probably next month.
A couple of things on the parapet need to be looked at, but John's aware of it.
Okay.
Do we need leverage?
No.
Okay.
Any questions? On bills list, additional bills and transfers.
Make a motion. Make a motion to pay the bills and transfers as presented.
Okay, is there a second?
I would say.
Second by Jeff. Any discussion, Jeff? Do you have any questions?
1 second.
Or anybody have any questions?
Good.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Okay, next would be a proposal on the courthouse security ordinance update. Auditors for Diane Thompson's office recommended a couple of changes just for clarification on section 1D and 1E on the language dealing with the fees of $10 and the filing fees for civil cases in district court, and then for the court costs for each traffic offense in district court. Entertain a motion to approve on first reading and advertise for a second.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Sam. Second by Keith Metcalf. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. We will have a second reading in our next court meeting. If you can, please. I put this on the list, the old courthouse interior painting bids. I anticipate it being a little bit over the quoting prices that under our administrative code, because we want to do the girls all downstairs want to do the downstairs and upstairs, and I would put it in two bid A and B line items. We've been in this building about 13 years, 12 years. Goes by pretty fast, 2004 or 5. So we're in 17.
That was before me.
Yeah. So I would like to ask the court to allow me to advertise for bids, bring back for you guys to look at, to paint the interior of this building.
The whole building.
The whole building.
Inside.
Yeah, they'll pay for the downstairs. Will pay for the painting downstairs. We will pay for the upstairs.
I'll make the motion.
Motion to advertise by Bernard Ice. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Sam Hutchins. Any discussion? All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Motion carried. That's a late one, Jeff.
Yeah, I was asleep at the wheel over here. I thought I just didn't say it.
ECTC lease for adult education. There were some changes need to be made in that lease before I give you a copy of it, so we're going to pass on that right now. She picked up the draft. I give her another marked up copies yesterday. Now, just to remind everybody, that's the adult education that used to be down in St. Monica. We're going to try to put it in the where the state vacated the building. They're going to pay utilities and their own janitorial service. The community college. That's the adult education now is part of their mission. So, and I think it's a worthwhile project to keep it at a local level.
They gonna take the whole bill?
3,200 square feet of the building. We'll keep, we got the little EMS rooms back here in the back on one side, and we've got no costs on the back room where community action used to be. But I'll keep you posted as I get a clean copy of the markup changes that I recommended. I thought it would be done, but she didn't pick it up until yesterday. Landfill solid waste report.
First off, we have a waste tire accumulator permit, which allows us up to 10,000 tires, and we're, with the bulky auto pickup, we're about to reach that number, so once a year we get those hauled off. I've called around and got 2 prices to haul, and that's the only people I've got to haul. Other people, that you can drive them up there and drop them off, but it's basically the same price that we charge people to bring them in. So basically, Liberty Tire, they do it for about $100 a ton. And the next guy on the list is Green Monster Tire. They do it for about $170 a ton. So the cheapest is Liberty Tire, and that's who we've used for the past 3 or 4 years. In the last couple of years, we spent anywhere from $12,000 to $14,000 to get that hauled away. We do get a grant. We apply for that in June. We get about $4,000 the past couple of years, which would go towards this.
Kind of a rebate back.
So I would like to get approval to use Liberty Tire for tire removal.
Entertain a motion to approve that. Thank you, Jeff. Your second, Keith. Keith, any further discussion? All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry.
Okay. Bulky auto report, it's the same trend as it has been the past several weeks. We're a little behind and about twice as much as we were a couple years ago.
How much behind do you think you are?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. We'll get done, so work this week and next week it should be done.
Bosses don't seem to be really.
Scales are broken, he said.
I swear I just didn't see it.
Yeah. I haven't been out too much.
Not much.
It doesn't seem as bad. After we get out of the first section, like we discussed last time, we're basically staying on schedule. 2 or 3 days behind on each section after we get out of the first section. And that's just due to the way the weather fell this time. It was pretty and those guys were able to get there without.
I rode several roads. Make the calls.
Thank you, John. Anything else to report on?
Just start our annual survey, starting that today. It should be done in the next couple of days and get that submitted by the end of April. That's all I have.
What do you think you got left from both of them, a week or 2?
This week and next week.
Okay, we'll move to jail report, Dorcas.
Okay, today we have a total of 147 inmates. We have 1 in Hardin County, 1 on home incarceration. We have 45 state inmates. We have 4 serving weekends. We have 2 that's out to court in other counties. So we have an in-house total of 139. For March, the daily average control intake, we had 738 man days. That was a daily average of 23. We had 621 man days for Class Ds. That was an average of 20 a day. Nelson County, we had 3,844 man days. That was a daily average of 124. So our total daily average, our total man days was, for the month of March, was 5,203. That was a daily average of 167 a day. New arrests for March, the arrivals was 182 males, 62 females. That's a total of 244. We had 168 males released. We had 68 females released. That was a total of 236. Sentenced inmates in district court, we have 6. We have 3 in district court that serve on weekends. We have 21 that's waiting for court. We have 1 home incarceration. State inmates, we have 23 controlled intake, 22 Class Ds. We have 2 that are serving weekends that are state. We have 4 on work release. We have 2 that are sentenced to jail. We don't have any from drug court. So in circuit court, we have 65 that's waiting for court. We have 86 total in Nelson and district. Second and district that has not been sentenced. Oh, so we have a total of 86, yeah, that has not.
Questions for Dorcas?
The female population, the percentages keep increasing.
seems like over the last year or two, that it used to be about 10%. Now
It's way up. Yeah. And there's not, I mean, their bonds are so high and there's no place to take them. We've got 3 females that are state, but they have medical, there's not another jail, community department, corrections, we're not taking them. Because they're full. We're hoping that maybe there will be some relief when they do open up, another state facility. But that won't be.
There's been some discussion about the Marion County Justice Center reopening.
We're talking about toward the end of the year.
End of the year.
And I think most of it, from what I'm hearing, is going to be females.
That'd be still a private facility.
Yes, it'd be private. They're talking about, the last conference we had, they was talking about opening 3 private prisons back up that they had closed earlier. So that would relieve some of the pressures on the, because I mean, every jail is packed.
Anything else, guys? We'll go to EMS report then, Joe.
No report today.
No report today. Road department report, Brad?
Once we come out of bulk item, we got a list as usual of projects to get done. We're probably gonna try to get on culverts and stuff first, just try to help some folks out that we've had to put off. I'm gonna jump right on Hibbs Lane. I think I told you maybe the other day, there's 3 culverts that we need to replace before they get down paved. I got one on Patton before they get down. There's 1 in the section they're gonna pave. I've actually got 3 on Patton to do. But I wanna get to the, so I'm not holding Mago up. Mago's already started paving. They've already hit 2 roads in Jeff's district. And I would assume they're going to try to start filling in their holes with our roads like they always do. So I'm going to try to get out ahead of them. They know not to get on those roads that I've mentioned until we replace those culverts. And that's it. I mean, some projects lined up for the guys.
Okay. Recreation report, Tyler, you got anything to report on? Police are going?
Baseball started the season last night. They started games last night. And Berry Creek fencing fixed that fencing that was falling down on the pitch machine field this past week. And we got it done, but besides that, everything's going smooth.
Okay.
I noticed going out last night, I was out there last night, when you go up there to the end of the park, what's that road?
Pinwood.
Pinwood, yeah. When you go into the right-hand soccer field, it's broken down.
Where it's got the fencing where it's
Like where you can't go straight through.
yeah, this is wall.
Yeah, it fell out of the bracket or
The
something.
bracket on the
Yeah.
side.
I know the longer you let it go, probably the
It'll
more it
take
gets
off
broke
its
down,
head.
yeah. Other than that, I'm good.
Okay. We'll move on to the 2017-18 budget presentation. Required by statute as judge, I'm supposed to present you guys with a budget by May 1.
You don't have to do anything on that.
No. Let's come see what you had there. Thank Rhonda for putting these in real nice. I combined the red. I knew Bill. Rhonda,
I got the red ink.
You back me up, Rhonda?
The red ones.
the red versus the yellow. I'm going to give you a synopsis of the budget here in just a second. We'll pass out a copy to the media as well. I printed extras, Rhonda printed extras for me. Okay, if you go to the first page of the proposed budget, the total budget is approximately $24 million with about a $3 million increase over the current fiscal year. Carryover funds from the current year approximately $4.4 million in total. That's up quite a bit from the last couple of years. A lot of that increase in the budget reflects in some carryover extra cash and some expenses that we have not had to occur. Example, $100,000 in salt funds that haven't been spent this year. So all those things add up real fast. The fuel cost, probably about $250,000 under budget on total fuel costs. So all those things start adding up to real dollars when you go through every line item. We've been very fortunate. The fee offices have done an excellent job, clerk and the sheriff as well. I'm proposing the budget is based on some assumptions. The second page shows the assumptions. The assumptions, instead of a 2% increase for employees for the cost of living, I'm proposing a 3% increase for all employees. Then you do your supplies and your health insurance, the liability insurance, the whole works. Those are all general increases that we do each year based on assumptions. So you go back to the first page. I'm proposing, the budget is based on your fixed costs plus some additional capital, I guess, needs that you proposed. We're proposing 2 new vehicles for the codes office. They're driving with vehicles that are probably over 250,000 to 300,000 miles on them. 2 new vehicles for the sheriff's office like we normally would do. Then he'll do 2 in his budget like he normally would do. Proposing a start of a small park area up in the Chaplain area. Working with Charles Hires, talking about donating some property, and so I thought we'd get that in the budget and get it started. Been a request from several folks working with the Louisville Road project for some bike path connectors, small expense that would allow people that do ride their bikes, that is a bike trail, so to speak, a small amount of money in there to connect some, I guess, some blacktop.
Where is that at?
Where the road crosses, I can't give you the exact details, but John's going to give us a plan on it.
Where the old and new alignments for 31E, where they cross, and basically just connectors so they cross. If you can ride a bike on the old 31E, you cross the new 30.
It's about a $14,000-$15,000 expense total. I put a little bit more in the budget than that to show, but
Where's it gonna start at?
Basically, these connectors are just the old and new alignment, so you can start, I think, at 509, and then you can get on the old alignment and drive all the way to Washington.
I didn't realize a lot of the bikers around town do Plum Run Road and come back out 509 to Fairfield and come back that way. I didn't realize that. But you guys look at it, you make the decision. Samuels Hall improvements in Nelson County Fairgrounds, they had the $100,000 grant. We're adding another about $60,000, I think, or $70,000 to the budget to go along with that. Then the painting and architectural review for this old courthouse, definitely the painting you've already been made aware of, and that may fall into this budget year, but more than likely be next year. New siren, Homeland Security grant, a new siren, that's going to be placed where, Joe?
Replace one.
Bloomfield siren, yeah. A tandem dump truck for the road department, a trailer to haul the equipment for the road department. Equipment committee's been made aware of that. New garbage truck. John has decided to go ahead and break down. I got to look at a couple of your trucks, so we'll plan that as time goes forward, provided the court goes along with it. Bridge replacements on Hugh Ice Loop and Higdon Loop. Total, that's about $400,000 combined. Personnel changes, I'd like to add 1 additional new police officer for this fiscal year. It's been a while since we've added, well, we did a couple years ago, but it's time, as we continue to grow, we continue to have needs. The sheriff can always use some more help. I'd like to have a second mechanic to help operate the landfill equipment, especially a specialty person in the brakes and other types of repairs, and Joe could hopefully do the bigger stuff and along with the smaller stuff. But I think that would be we've talked to the personnel committee about that, Sam. You remember that? Yeah. And again, a 3% cost of living increase for the employees. I think that's just the general synopsis of the budget. You can ask questions now, or and then we'll come back. I plan on, if the court would review that, give me their recommended changes, then maybe we could have a first meeting in May. It's strictly up to you guys. It's pretty, so I think it's a solid budget. There's no frills in it. Bernard did make a point that we had talked about a building for the park, but I think there's some more planning that needs to be done before we start some internal planning.
I think we need to look at a point out there to have some place that he can store.
And possibly what we can do to that is we continue to do a planning for the next 6 months, and after the first year, if we see our money's holding up good, we can do a budget amendment easily.
Yes.
So $1 we have to go about you.
But I think there's some more planning to be done to figure out exactly what costs we're up against.
And a location.
And what we need.
Yeah.
What we need. What do you want it to look like as far as?
Decide whether it's gonna be office, storage complex, or whatever. Meeting rooms.
Any questions, guys? Comments? From the windshield
I
view?
think the raise is great for the employees.
I think we can,
2%'s a real good
I think we can handle that. That's not only a point above the cost of living, so I think the employees deserve it.
Well, we hope the insurance don't take it away.
What's that?
Hope the insurance don't take it away.
The health insurance is not looking very good right now in negotiations.
Obamacare was gonna fix all that.
But it's not Obamacare anymore.
It's
Trump care.
And actually, it is, it's based on the usage of our program.
I couldn't hear him with that.
Was it Trump care or Obama?
He said
He said Obamacare, said no, it's Trump care.
That'd be one of the
Trump.
Actually, you know, when you got 115 or 20 employees on your health insurance, you're always going to have at least 2 or 3 cancer patients and 2 or 3 of this and 2 or 3 of that, no matter how good you are.
What do you mean it's not looking too good right now?
I get a windshield view or a review of it every quarter, and I called and got one about a week or 2 ago, and we're way over budget on our expense versus revenue to the premium. We're about 120 or 30% over.
Be a good time for bid, maybe?
Well, you do bid it, and we bid it pretty near every year.
It's
But-
been 3.
No, you got to remember, we go to like Anthem, and we go to those guys. And a couple of years ago, we got denied by 2,
Right.
refused to quote. But I think this year there'll be somebody, hopefully pick us up, that probably result in a change of carriers, probably all likelihood. I anticipate it to be that. Last year was 0 increase, if you remember.
Right.
And that was Obamacare.
All the victories.
That was during the Obama administration.
I thought we discussed putting a roof on this building.
We did, we have. It's and not a roof, but the design of it. You gotta go through the procedures, you gotta get contact, this building's on the historic, you gotta go through the,
Inside of it, it's gonna leak. Yeah, they got the leak.
but really, the seals, the walls are not
As the windows that they fixed upstairs, it seems like it's controlled this leakage out.
helping some. I think it is.
What about
Especially,
down in Kim's office?
that's a lot, I can't call this, it's been dry. In fact, she's.
Are we gonna fix that?
She wants to
Paint
leave,
it?
she just wants to paint it.
Well,
Yeah.
to show the little
Yeah.
explosion.
Good deal.
Look through it, guys, if you have any questions. Media, you have any questions? Anybody, department heads have any questions? Don't ask. No. Okay, any other old new business, magistrates?
You plan on it first reading. Beginning of next month.
Of the first meeting in May, whatever date that will be. And if there's some changes you want, I mean, I'm open-minded about adding or subtracting.
What happened to our calendar? So I keep looking for it.
Mr. Moyle didn't provide one.
Well, we had another one though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
That insurance company didn't print them this year, I don't think. Growers
Did they go to business or change ownership?
could add.
I think they did.
I'll have to bring you one.
There was, I had an additional
Brought one
one.
here.
Magistrates, you have anything else? Comments?
I'm
Have
on
nothing.
motion to dismiss.
Let's see if there's anybody out here. Anything? Motion to adjourn by
Adjourn.
Sam Hutchins, second by Jeff Lear. All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Motion carried.
This is the board that helped them talk about it.
You did have it.
Yeah.
Younger
I know.
people.
I look back and look.